Hey friend, what's up? It's your girl Goddess Kristen Deanna Empress Chronicles 777, checking in with a quick 1-2, wishing everybody peace, abundance, prosperity, happiness, and lots of love. My message for today is this: in this world, nobody's gonna believe in you, but you. First and foremost, you have to believe in you first before anybody else. Because you could be a leader, you could be a person who rises to the top, and people believe in. But the first person on this earth that is required to believe in you is you. Think about it from a different perspective. You see, you have friends, family, whoever around you, they have so much potential. You believe in them. You're like, oh my gosh, you're such a great person. You have the potential to do this, you could do that, you could do this or that. And then you sit and you spend all your time trying to pour into them, telling them all the things they can do. And oh, I can see you doing this and I can see you do that. But you don't ever see anything come to that. They may make a little step here, a little step there. But it never really grows until they finally have that aha moment and say, you know what? I can do this. I do have what it takes. It's imperative that you believe in yourself first and foremost. When you believe in yourself, you stop settling for less. You stop accepting less from people, accepting less than what you deserve. You stop going to places and spaces that do not serve your highest good. You stop overworking and being overburdened for pennies. You stop accepting half-ass love and support. You stop giving and overgiving to motherfuckers who don't even pour back into you. But you have to believe in yourself first. You have to believe that you deserve better. You have to believe that you deserve more than pennies, more than the breadcrumbs. I went through this phase to where I went to a place, I was working. I remember when I was working at, I'm not going to say the bank's name, but one of my first major jobs in the industry. And my son, I had a son, and I still have a son, and I was a new mom. And I remember struggling with just how am I going to take care of this child? Because I knew his father really just was not responsible. He wasn't really going to help me. My mom died the night of my baby shower. Shit just wasn't looking too good for us. But I was always a determined person. I was always that type of person who's like, you know what? I'm going to prevail. I don't have a choice. I got to go hard. Well, I had that rude awakening coming out of college that I wasn't going to get no high-paid job coming out of college just because I had a degree. So I started in the industry around 12-something an hour. Well, I found out real quick that was not a lot of money. I already knew that because I was already making 12-something an hour while I was in school. I became very discouraged because I was like, what was the point of me paying all this money, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get degrees, and I still got to start at the bottom? So I was very pessimistic about that. I was very down about that. I really felt like I got bamboozled. So it came out in my attitude, a lot of tug of wars with management, a lot of rebellion, pushback. And I remember I did a speech about being on a plantation. And I remember one of the managers I had a crush on, he was like, whoa, you are like, you took it there, girl. You took it there. He was like, you took it there. Oh, you took it there. He turned red. He's like mixed or something. And I ain't never seen no mixed person turn red like that. He might as well have been, Caucasian because he was so red. He was like, girl. Like, but yeah, but I did that speech and I was in that moment of, like reckoning. Like, I was just like, this is not for me. I can't do this anymore. I was at that space where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I got to do something better. everybody around me was so content and complacent, I remember this one girl I was running with all the time. She had a son too. And she didn't really ever strive to do more. She always was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to a lateral move. It's gonna pay me $1 or so more." And I was just like, "Girl, what are you gonna do with that? That's not gonna help you with your bills." Like, we both always complaining to each other about the struggles and how the dad's not helping and all this shit. And I was just like, I can't do this, and I can't sit back and continue to complain either. So I got very, very intentional. I started training. I started doing a lot of stuff for the company, hoping they would see me and give me an opportunity. And then I remember I went for a training position, and it would have been paying about $55 a year, way more than what I was making. I was making like $42 a year, working 60 hours, 20 hours of overtime. So, heck, to me, 55 was like, I need that. If I get that, I can definitely, make some changes and be able to be a little more comfortable. So, I went for it. After doing it for some time. I was actively training, good results, good feedback, really putting in the work. And they gave it to this older white guy that had absolutely no experience. And then they were going to, I guess they thought it was like a blessing or something to me to ask me to train him. Thankfully, I had a wonderful manager who I still love today. She's awesome. This beautiful Black woman named Felton Crescent, and she was just like, do not insult her. Don't you fucking dare go to her and ask her to train that man. Like, don't do that. Give her time. Let her get through this, but don't do that. She really advocated for me, thankfully. But that was all I needed. I was very upset. I went home. I threw a little temper tantrum, went home. I stayed home for 2 weeks because I said, fuck this. Y'all don't value me. You're never going to give me an opportunity. Y'all going to sit here and let me keep working and slaving. I remember they gave me this prestigious award as an MVP in front of the whole department. And I was like really floored. I was like, wow, that was really nice. Okay. And that was before I had applied for that position. So I'm really thinking like they really value me. I'm thinking like, or was it after? I can't remember if it was before or after, but it was just basically like a facade. Okay, you got to give me this award, but now when it's time for me to move up and do something better and bigger, you can't do it. So it's like, yeah, there's no point, like, thank you for acknowledging me. But the true acknowledgement is the fact that I'm a struggling single mother. I'm doing way more than what my position requires, and you're refusing to allow me to move up and pay me what I deserve. So with that said, I'm going to have to exit stage left. I finally had the balls to just finally move on. Why am I being loyal to someone who's not loyal to me? Why am I being dedicated to a company that's not dedicated to me? Why am I expending all of my time and energy and efforts trying to grow and become something better in a company that's trying to keep me under for their benefit? So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to put in applications. I did it for 2 weeks. And I finally got a call back on something. So I was so nervous. I was shaking. I was shaking real bad because I knew I really needed this. I was like, I can't continue sitting home. I'm not going to have any money to take care of me and my son. What am I going to do? I need this. So I'm praying about it. I went into the interview. I blew them out the water. They were like, oh my God, like, you are awesome. We really want to bring you on board. And I was just like, but you're overqualified. You are way overqualified. We would be doing you an injustice to pull you in on this position. So I'm like about to cry in front of these damn people. It's like I'm trying not to because I'm trying to stay professional, but you can see my energy, like my heart dropped, my eyes are welling up, and I'm just like, and she's like, but, because I could tell she probably was like, oh shit, like she probably felt my energy shift because it was so intense for me in that moment. And she was like, do you trust me? Can you trust me? And I said, yes, ma'am. I'm going to call you back. I'm going to get you a call back. I'm going to refer you to a higher department, but I need you to trust me. Don't get upset. Just trust me. I said, okay, yes, ma'am. So I had trust issues. I still do. I've been through so much. So it was just kind of like, I'm walking to my car, I'm crying. I'm like in my feelings beyond words. I'm like, what am I going to do? I needed this and I blew it. Well, fast forward, I think by that evening or the next morning, I got a call back. She said, all right, this is what's going to happen. I've referred your information to Jim Rutledge and Tanya LeBron. They're going to call you. They are the senior officers of risk management. They were like really high up. They were like, they have a couple positions available for you. I've already told them about you. You don't have to re-interview. They may ask you a few questions and things, but just be prepared. Look out for their call. I was like, oh, okay. So they call me. Jen Rutledge calls me. She's like, hey, Kristen. Yeah, very nice meeting you, blah, blah, blah. We heard great things about you. We can't wait to bring you on board. These are the 2 positions that we have. Which one do you want? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I thought about it, and I chose the process procedures position. And she asked me what my asking was. And I just like, 52 a year. Plus, it was plus bonus. It was a 15% bonus. So I was just like, I can work with that. So they brought me on. I had the job. And I told my manager, my favorite manager, and she was like, girl, you should have asked for 65. I was like, I know. I was like, I just didn't want to like not get chosen. Like but in that moment, I was still in that mindset of, am I really good enough? Because I've been told so many years that I wasn't. And it wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It's because people saw how big I was. They wanted to keep me small. I had to realize that I didn't have to stay small. It's just like the plantation. The plantation owners will beat the shit out of you. They will, give you breadcrumbs, tell you not worth nothing. They mentally manipulated my ancestors. And it was the same thing that was happening at the bank I was working with. They were mentally manipulating me into believing that I was not good enough and that I wasn't this, even though they were putting me in the exact roles and making me do the work of those roles without the pay and without the title. Until I finally said, fuck this shit, just like my ancestors did. And I stepped the fuck off. And then I still lowballed myself, but that was the last time I lowballed myself. And the craziest part about it is within a few months, I got a $10,000 increase. They said, oh, you're below the market rate. We're going to bring everybody above the market rate. We're competitive. I said, say what? Yeah, your new salary is going to be 65. Actually, it was 68. My new salary became 68 a year. So I was up 14 grand, actually. Yeah, 14 grand and plus bonus. The 15% bonus on top of that. So I was up 14 grand within months. On top of getting the 15% bonus. So I went from barely making it to now I'm flourishing. And that situation helped me understand that I have to raise my bar. I have to set the standard. I have to tell people what I'm worth and what I deserve. And I have to do it confidently. I have to do it like I know it. And the only way I can do it like I know it is by believing it. I had to believe in myself. Nobody else was going to stand up and believe in me for me. Nobody else was going to say, you deserve more. So what did I do? I started looking for more. When I went to my next opportunity, I need $75K a year. What did I get? 115. Miss Flemings, what we can do is we'll give you the 75, but then we also gonna give you a bonus that'll get you up to 115. How that sound? Great. Thank you. The next opportunity, I need 150K a year. we'll do you one better, Miss Flemings, you know. The sky's the limit. However many hours you work, that's what you'll take home. We got some contract work for you. I've been negotiating contracts left and right. My last contract I made damn near 180. Yeah, in like some months. It wasn't even the whole year. So I had to realize though that I could raise that bar. I had to realize that I was worth more. I had to emphasize and stand up for myself. I had to negotiate and I had to fight for myself. Nobody else is going to fight for you. Nobody else is going to be like, oh, please let me pay you better. Nobody's going to do that. You got to do it. You got to say, when they call you and they be like, well, how much do you want for this opportunity? Oh, I need $100 an hour. I need $150 an hour. I need, $200K for, a 6-month contract retainer. You got to learn how to speak up for yourself and don't think that what you're asking for is too much. There's somebody out there that's making quadruple. There's somebody out there making 100 times more than you. That company that you begging to work for and taking pennies on the dollar is making billions. Why can't you? What's the difference between the person that own that company and your ass? Mindset. That's it. That's the only difference. They probably ain't even as intelligent as you are. They probably don't even know as much as your ass do. They just know how to motherfucking speak up for themselves and believe in themselves. So that's the sauce. That's the blueprint. That's the formula. People always, oh, how did you do this? I believed in myself. I believed that I could, so I did. And that's really it. There's nothing more to it than that. You have to believe in yourself. You will never become more if you don't believe that you can. You will never become free if you don't believe that you can be free. If you sit and tell yourself every day that you're going to be stuck, you're going to have to accept this less. This is just the way it is. If that's what you tell yourself every day, that's what it's going to be. But when you wake up and you say, fuck this shit, I'm going to take everything that I deserve out here. I am great. I do believe I am possible. I'm possible. There's nothing impossible. I'm possible. I can do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will overcome any obstacles placed in my way. I will be great. I will be my best. I will do everything and some that I got, whatever I got to do to be whatever I want to be. I may fall, things might go crazy, things might go left, but goddamn it, I believe in me and I will overcome that. That's it. Change your mindset. That's how you get there. That's it. That's the message. I wish everybody peace, abundance, prosperity, happiness, and lots of love. It's your girl, Moon Goddess Kristen Dion of Empress Chronicles 777, checking out.